Soldier of Fortune Gold Edition for the PlayStation 2 is a first-person shooter, FPS, game that offers a blend of intense action, realistic combat, and a storyline that delves into the gritty world of mercenary missions. Developed by Raven Software and published by Activision, this edition stands out for its enhanced features and improvements over the original PC release, bringing a refined experience to console gamers. The game follows the story of John Mullins, a character based on a real-life mercenary of the same name. Mullins is part of a covert anti-terrorist group called the Shop. Players take on the role of Mullins as he embarks on a series of dangerous missions across various global hotspots, including Iraq, Siberia, and Japan. The primary objective is to thwart a bunch of 4chan users who threaten to unleash a deadly biochemical weapon. The narrative was heavily influenced by real-world geopolitical issues, making the missions feel relevant and urgent for the time. This connection to real-life events, combined with the detailed environments, helped immerse players in the high-stakes world of international counter-terrorism, a world which video games were just starting to become familiar with around the turn of the century. Soldier of Fortune Gold Edition is notable for its realistic and visceral gameplay. The developers employed the Ghoul engine, which allows for precise locational damage on enemies. This means that players can target specific body parts, resulting in different reactions and levels of damage. This feature was groundbreaking at the time and added a layer of strategic depth to the combat. However, something tells me that strategy is not the first word that comes to mind when thinking of this game's unique selling points. The gameplay is fast-paced and demands quick reflexes. Players have access to a wide array of weapons, ranging from pistols and shotguns to more advanced weaponry like rocket launchers and flamethrowers. The shotgun in particular is noteworthy. It has generous range, high damage output and sounds like a freaking naval cannon. Combining this with the Israel amount of war crimes you can commit thanks to the Ghoul engine, it is no wonder why the shotgun from Soldier of Fortune is considered by many fans of the FPS genre as an all-time great. The Gold Edition of Soldier of Fortune, for the PlayStation 2, is not a significant upgrade from the PC original, and at least in the graphics department, it's in fact a downgrade. However, it does include several enhancements and improvements over the last console release, a Dreamcast port which by all accounts was a minor travesty. These upgrades were designed to leverage the capabilities of the PlayStation 2 hardware, and tweak the gameplay enough so that it can be played comfortably with a DualShock controller. However, a keyboard and mouse setup is in fact supported, surprisingly.
Despite its technical achievements and engaging gameplay, Soldier of Fortune Gold Edition was not without controversy. The game's realistic depiction of violence, particularly the ability to dismember enemies, drew criticism from some quarters. Concerns were raised about the potential impact of such graphic content on players, particularly younger audiences. However, many players and critics praised the game for its realism and attention to detail. The ability to target specific body parts and the realistic reactions of enemies were seen as innovative features that set the game apart from other FPS titles of the time. Soldier of Fortune left a lasting impact on the FPS genre. The game's realistic combat mechanics and detailed environments influenced subsequent titles and helped set new standards for realism in video games. The Ghoul engine, in particular, demonstrated the potential for more sophisticated damage modeling in games, which has since become a standard feature in many modern FPS titles. The game's portrayal of real-world issues and its mature storyline also contributed, in no small part, to the evolution of video game narratives, and was very much a prelude to how the following decade of console shooters would look and feel. By addressing contemporary geopolitical themes, Soldier of Fortune Gold Edition demonstrated that the FPS genre could be just as engaging when set in a war zone, as it was within its genres of horror and fantasy.
Включи тревогу!
Soldier of Fortune is a landmark title in the history of first-person shooters. Its combination of realistic combat, immersive environments, and a compelling storyline set it apart from other games of its time. Despite the controversy surrounding its graphic violence, Soldier of Fortune was praised for its innovation and attention to detail. The game's impact on the FPS genre and video game narratives continues to be felt, making it a significant title in the evolution of video games in general. For players looking for a challenging and immersive FPS experience, Soldier of Fortune Gold Edition may not be the definitive way to play the game, but it is the easiest if you still own a PS2. It remains a noteworthy title that showcases the potential of video games to combine thrilling gameplay with mature storytelling. Whether for its historical significance or its engaging gameplay, it is a game that continues to be remembered and appreciated by fans of the genre.